Kingsman: The Golden Circle is a sequel to the 2015 film Kingsman: The Secret Service, and is again directed by Matthew Vaughn and written by Jane Goldman, and also stars, again, Taron Egerton and Mark Strong. And I was looking forward to this film. It was one of my most anticipated of the year. Absolutely loved The Secret Service. Check out my retro review on The Secret Service, which went up a couple of days ago, so that should already be up. And yeah, I was looking forward to this film. I thought the trailers looked really good. It was potentially going to be just as exciting as the first film. You know, the action looked great. It looked bigger and better. And I was intrigued by the story, especially from the trailers, because it's not really a spoiler anymore because the trailers gave it away, but Harry Hart's back, Colin Firth, which, well, you know, it's like, how the hell's he back? Because he quite clearly died in the first one. He got shot in the head. And I was like wondering how the hell they're going to bring him back. You know, is it going to be actually Harry Hart? Or is it like going to be a clone or a robot or, you know, something, a twin brother, something stupid, you know, something I wasn't going to like. And the way the story actually explained how he was brought back, it was daft, but it also fit this world, so it kind of made sense, and I was satisfied with how they brought him back. So yeah, I was happy. Taron Egerton, he's back, and he's just as good as he was in the first film. The character of Exit is evolved now. He's like more confident as the super spy. He's got a life now. He's kind of like moved into Harry Hart's old apartment, old house. He's got a girlfriend, and yeah, everything seems to be going right for him. But something happens that takes out the Kingsman, which like, and it kind of like leaves Taron Egerton and the returning Mark Strong, who's also really good in this. He returns as Merlin, and you know, again, I love Mark Strong. Mark Strong's, you know, he's really good in whatever I've seen him in. You know, whether it's Rock and Roller, Kick-Ass. You know, he's just a great actor, and yeah, I love the character of Merlin. He's like, you know, the Q type figure, the tech guy, the gadget guy, and yeah. So the Kingsmen are like taken out, and they find that there's another organisation, like a sister organisation set in the United States called the Statesmen. Now, the first film had like the Kingsmen, and it still does, as like this super heightened British stereotype where they're like wearing like really like Savile Row dapper suits, umbrellas, kind of like how John Steed looked in the Avengers TV show, Pat minus the bowler hat. But yeah, so in this one, the Statesmen are kind of like a super heightened stereotype of like the southern cowboy, you know, Americans. You know, the yeehaw, you know, shotgun, hard drinking, lasso toting, whip toting. You know, it's funny. And I wasn't sure I was going to take to the Statesman, because I thought I wasn't sure about bringing the Americans in, because we'd only just got used to the Kingsmen, and from the trailers it looked like the Kingsmen were totally getting destroyed, and then they're bringing in this new organisation called the Statesmen. So I wasn't really sure if I was going to like this aspect of the story, but I did. The actors that play the Kingsmen, there's Pedro Pascal. It was Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones, and I believe he's in Narcos. I've never seen Narcos, so I'm not sure who he plays in that, but yeah, he's pretty good. He plays Agent Whiskey. Channing Tatum, he plays Agent Tequila. And the legendary Jeff Bridges, he's the head of the Statesman, and he's Agent Champagne. And Ali Berry plays Ginger Ale, I think she's called, and she's like the equivalent of Merlin, the tech savvy agent. And yeah, I did like how the Kingsmen are all co-named after the Knights of the Round Table. Galahad, Lancelot, Percival. The head of Kingsman is called Arthur. And in this, because their front is a whiskey operation rather than a tailor's, they're all named after alcoholic drinks. champagne, whiskey, tequila, and then there's like ginger ale. So yeah, I did like the Statesman, but I kind of hope that they don't really show much of them in the third film that they're planning, because I want this to focus more on rebuilding the Kingsman. Um, I want to see where they're gonna go, with Eggsy and Harry Hart. But yeah, the story's far fetched as usual, but I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the movie as much as the first one. I wouldn't say it's as good, plot wise. Some things kind of don't. When I was watching the film, I enjoyed it, but after like having a few days thinking about the movie, and digesting it, some of the things kind of didn't make sense. Like the villain is called Poppy, and she's played by Julianne Moore, and she sets out to destroy the Kingsman, and it's like the film kind of opens with a battle between Poppy's henchmen and men against Eggsy, and it's kind of like, if they hadn't actually attacked the Kingsman wouldn't know anything about Poppy and what's happening. So that kind of didn't make sense, but when I was watching the film, it passed me by. I didn't really notice until I was like thinking after. But yeah, basically she's a drug dealer, and she creates a drug which kind of like poisons people and turns them. It's weird because in the first one it was a mobile phone device which turned everyone into a rage and just started killing everyone. Whereas this, it's kind of like there's different stages of the illness that they have from it, and one of them was where they're dancing, and that's it's just hilarious. And then they bleed from the eyes and just die. And yeah, I was gonna say there's a cameo in this of a famous singer, but he's been on the posters and he's kind of not a cameo because he's in quite a bit of the film, to be honest, and that's Elton John. And to be honest, I thought I wasn't gonna like him. I thought, what was the point of this? But I actually found him quite funny. The scenes that he was in was really good, and that. So yeah, I didn't mind the Elton John scenes. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, it wasn't as good as Kingsman: The Secret Service, but I did enjoy it. It was a good addition to this booming franchise. I've heard that they're planning a third one, which I hope they do, and I hope Matthew Vaughn comes back to the third one. He said he's already writing the third one. I do wonder which direction they're going to go, in the third one, if they're going to like just concentrate on the Kingsman again, and then do like spin-offs of Statesman, or if they're going to like add another agency, like a Far Eastern one, or like a Japanese agency or something like that. So it would be interesting to see which direction they go. But yeah, I'm just trying to think, have I forgotten anything that needs to be sold in the sequel? Not really. There's a couple of things what did disappoint me, and it's like a couple of character deaths. I'm not going to spoil who they are, but they're kind of like, in my opinion, I didn't like these characters dying because I really like the characters and I thought they had potential to carry on. One of them, it's like, when that character died, it was like, what was the point in that character dying? Because they've pretty much done nothing. There was a big build up to them in the first film, and then they're hardly in the second one. But there was nobody, so maybe characters do come back from the dead. So maybe there's potential that this character could come back. The other character definitely died, but I was really disappointed. It was a good death actually, and it was a good scene, and it was quite funny, but I'm kind of disappointed that character died because it was a great character. But yeah, and another thing, they've been in they're on the promotional material and they've been in the trailers and stuff as Channing Tatum and Jeff Bridges, but they are hardly in the movie, which I didn't really mind. It's not a complaint. It's just that they're all over the the promo artwork and everything, and they're hardly in the movie. So I could see potentially Channing Tatum being back in the third one. And I do like Channing Tatum. I didn't used to like him, but then he started doing some decent roles, and then and he's pretty good in the minimal roles that he's got in this movie. So yeah, overall I enjoyed this movie. It was pretty good, and I'm gonna give it a rating of B+. Yeah, let me know down below, guys. What do you think of Kingsman: The Golden Circle? Did you like it more than the first one, or did you, think it was a terrible movie? Yeah, Yeah, let me know. Write in my comment section, guys. Like and share my channel, and remember, stay heroic.